So this review is going to be a little half and half because it's partly built. This is the Pilgrim ship Mayflower from Revell in 183 scale. I started on it, did a lot of painting to the hull and to the detail parts on the hull and the deck, but then I stopped and haven't got any farther yet. So we'll take a look at what I've done, what's left in the kit, and how it looks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and ring that bell when you see when I upload new videos. And thanks for watching. So here's the box from the Mayflower. I think they did a really good job here with the box art. It looks really good. Like it's, I don't know, it just looks really cool. If I only get the ship to look half that good. Now, I'll show you how far I've got on it. I ended up I put it in another box, so because these side opening boxes don't hold the pieces very good. It shows here on the side some details, crow's nest and lifeboat, everything. Here's the instruction, and it's a big instruction sheet. It has 134 steps. That's a lot. A lot of it is probably going to be the rigging. Yeah, I've got a lot of the body done, but see, look here. This is all rigging and the masts. I don't really like these sails. They come with these plastic sheets of sails, and I want to make my own sails with some cloth. And I'm thinking something like a maybe a white sheet. I bought a linen bag, but it's too thick. A thin linen might work. Or maybe take a white sheet and try to age it some, or something like that. Or maybe stain it somehow in a beige with tea, or maybe something like that. And then you have to put these, take thread and make these lines here with some thread. And that's pretty thick thread. Or maybe you could like fold it over and put something in there. And here we got the hull already. I built a lot of the hull and painted it. It's been a lot of hours painting this. And there's still some parts that are a little messed up. I have to go back over a little white there, little white there. Here we have a Revell beige. And this is it's also a Revell color. It's I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's number 86. It was hard to find. They don't make it anymore, I don't think. But I think the color turned out pretty well. You just have to go back over in little spaces. And that's, part of the reason I got these new paintbrushes, so I could do things like these lines better. This side's about the same. There's little mistakes here and there, like here under. I have to go back over. But I haven't worked on this in a couple of years. I stopped for some reason. Problems with my hands, sometimes shaking. With the Mayflower. This is the back piece. These all have names, and right now I can't remember what the names of these different pieces are. Here's a deck. Here, there's a poop deck. Got the bell. One of the lines here. See a door. Take all these parched trees out that are left. Take a look at the parts I've worked on already. Here's the front parts. They go together. It's for the beam, the front. These pieces took a lot of time to paint. It's another little one. This is I think it's the top of the one area on the deck. Here's this is the front of the poop deck here. But just even these little parts like this, it just took a long time. You have to paint the one color, and you have to let it dry, and you have to paint the other color. That's a good 2 hours for this. Well, first the yellow, let it dry. Then one of these two colors and let it dry, and it's 3-4 hours work just for a couple stripes here. Once again, part of the deck. I don't worry, like the underside parts that aren't going to be seen, I don't worry about painting. Here's the two crow's nests. They go up on the masts. An anchor that fell off. Another part of the deck. Here we got some of the crew. 5 figures. And this is a 183 scale, so pretty small. But they look pretty good for their size. Might give a shot at painting them. But I do have a lot of problems painting skin color. You don't focus very well on them. It's alright, I got a new camera coming though. And a couple of other miscellaneous parts. One thing I find really good about these Revell ships is they come with these threads. There's a big spool of thread. You have a thin black one and a thicker brown one. It can be used for different parts of the rigging in sails and stuff. It's really cool. One of these is still from, like these two, that's from the USS United States that I built, what I had left. And these are from this ship. And here's a mast. You can tell here on the tree. I mean, there's flash up here, but around the parts isn't really a lot of flash. It's pretty good. Except for down here. Can't be said to all the parts, but around the mast is very little flash. Maybe a little here. Some clean up. But down here, there's a lot of flash on these parts. But then these ones again are good. These ones are good. These ones are good. Just some of the parts here on the outside have a lot of flash on them. But the masts look pretty good. And this is a 3-master, I think. Mayflower is a 3-master. Yeah. Foremast, mainmast, mizzenmast. Here we have a lot of little parts here. I'm not even sure what they are, but what they are. They're part of the rigging and stuff. But there's no flash on these at all. On these holes, no flash. This tree looks really good. Here's some more of these lines and stuff. Once again, they look good. No flash. Here, the ladder, same. It looks pretty good. And here we go with the... There's a certain name for these boats. It's not a live boat. It was called something else, but I can't remember exactly what it was for right now. But it looks good too. I mean, it has a big pin mark here in the middle. Actually, it doesn't look good because when you put this on there on top, it's all going to be seen. You have to clean all this up inside. Here's another part. It's going to take some painting, as well as these here. Here's the other anchor. And the rat lines. These rat lines look okay, but I noticed with the USS United States, they don't fit all that well because they're so stiff. If the mast is just a little bit off, but actually, if you put the rat lines on, when the mast is still a little, not completely dry, you can coordinate it to get the rat lines on each mast before it dries, and it can help the mast to dry straight. I think it's a pretty good kit. It does have a couple problems. You can tell it's old, but it can be built into a nice version of the Mayflower. There's also some of the painting instructions aren't all that great, but there's enough resources online, and it may not be what really the Mayflower looked like, because nobody really knows what it looked like because it was destroyed a long time ago, and there's not any pictures or paintings or anything from that time, from what I read at least. But other people build them and they do good jobs, so you can use these references from other people. That's what I do. You know, I find something that I think looks good, or I use my own judgment, and sometimes you gotta do it like that, because especially on like these old ships, if there's not any references for it, then you have to go with what you think looks best. I'm still thinking about, there's aftermarket rat lines you can buy. They're actually lines and not plastic. And there's also aftermarket not sails, but a fabric you can buy to make sails. But I read about it, but I wasn't able to find it anywhere. It has a silk something, and it looked really good, but I can't find it nowhere. Maybe something doesn't exist anymore, I don't know. But I do recommend, if you're interested in these old sail ships, Revell has a big line, has a lot of them, and they're decent. Not all of them are perfect, but they're not bad. So thanks for watching. Until next time.